Okay, about what I was saying earlier about anarchy, not being perfect, not being likely to work out on a very large scale. I know there are going to be some people that are basically going, well, what else can we do? You know, we've tried the hierarchy thing a whole bunch of different ways, and it never works. It just keeps going corrupt and hurting people. Well, what I would suggest, and yeah, this has never been tried, but then again, neither has anarchy on a scale of billions of people. So I think it's worth a shot. Is to start with the infrastructure. To start by saying, okay, we have right now a system in place. Each country has a different system in place. Each state, each city, wherever they have a government, they have a system in place. If we can find at least some portion of that system that is in place, or some facet of that array of systems that are in place, which will allow some change to be made to its own infrastructure on behalf of the people, then we have a chance. And I think this is something that's doable. We have to stand up as people and insist that we want some ground level changes made, that we want the government to remove laws that restrict people and add more laws that restrict entities that consider themselves above people and things of that nature. Now, I'm not saying that I know exactly what we need to ask for, nor would I want people to say, hey, do what he said, just because I said it. I think this is something that we need a lot more than just the input of a small few people on. And this is where the infrastructure idea comes in, that we need to start by building a social infrastructure amongst ourselves, that we as society have to learn to become a horizontal democracy. And Occupy is already experimenting with that. Various other movements and groups around the world have been experimenting with such things. Anytime we have one group at the top of such a movement, that other people that people lower down inside the movement are objecting to and being silenced for their objections, something's going wrong there. And so people should pay attention to that sort of thing, recognize it, and call it out for what it is. But we do need to work on learning to work together and learning to recognize that we have differences of opinion, and those differences of opinion are important. As I mentioned in my last video, my mom and I have some major differences of opinion on certain things. This is not to say we don't get along. We get along quite well. But there are some major differences of opinion. And we recognize them. We acknowledge them. And we work from there. And this is the way society needs to learn to do things. To be able to say, hey, I know what my opinion is. What's yours? And let's get together and go find out, what's his and what's hers, what's theirs, what other opinions are around us, what other points of view are around us, and how can we incorporate as much variety, as much diversity, as much acceptability into our system as possible, and not pass laws that restrict people in such a way that their basic rights are violated just because they didn't think in the same way as someone else did. Now, yeah, we've got to draw some lines somewhere. And, some people are going to end up getting shorted a little bit. You know what? We can work to make it better as time goes by. We can work out a lot of those details. And these are the things that we have to leave room for. We have to make sure that we allow ourselves to be able to make positive change. It's essential. Thanks for hearing me.